Wednesday here in Tampa Bay, a little bit chilly, but I'm loving the weather. It's my second day out of the hospital for random and recurrent anaphylactic episodes. I haven't had an allergy attack since I've been discharged from the hospital, which is a huge blessing. However, I'm still not 100%. I'm not as dizzy as I was yesterday, but I am still feeling weak. My body is sore, possibly from medication side effects and just because I deal with chronic pain. And I'm really fatigued today, but I'm glad my dizziness is going away because it means I'm not as reliant on my walker for short trips around the house, but longer excursions. Like later today, when I see my postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, I will probably need my walker. And I'm seeing my doctor because the allergic reactions have caused my POTS to flare, plus I need to see him now since it's the new year. He's an hour and a half away. I can only safely drive 25 minutes, so I have an awesome friend who's coming over. We're gonna have lunch, and then he's gonna take me to my appointment. And this morning, as you can see, I got normal people's shoes on. I'm actually leaving the house, and I haven't been anywhere except the hospital and home in the past week. And I'm not really equipped to do much by myself, but stopping at the neighborhood dog park to let Harlow run a little bit, and then going across the street to my pharmacy to pick up my medications, I can do that. And that's why I'm in my home PJs, because I'm not really going anywhere. People are gonna see me. I want to stay comfy. So that is what we're gonna do now. Har and I are just gonna eat some breakfast, and we're gonna go out for our little trip. Harlow gets Taste of the Wild salmon formula and coconut oil in each meal because it's good for her skin and coat. All right, get back. Get back, Harlow. Get back. Harlow, get back. Spin. Harlow, spin. Sit. Okay. Harlow gets kibble and I get my usual. Can y'all guess what I'm eating? Cornflakes. Love my cornflakes. Well, getting ready to head out the door, and I am as equipped as possibly can be for allergic reactions with my liquid Benadryl, 2 EpiPens, inhaler, VOG mask, medical ID bracelet, and my service dog, who's got the keys. You ready to go? Good girl. Yay, we made it to our neighborhood dog park, and the weather it's a little bit chilly and crisp. My heat sensitivity isn't being triggered at all. I feel so blessed to be out here and able to enjoy this moment. Of course, things can change in an instant with the chronic illness, but for right now, I am grateful in the moment I have. This makes me so happy. I'm rambling. I'm just really happy right now to be able to enjoy this. So in case you're wondering, this is a VOG mask. It's microfiber, and it's supposed to filter out allergens. Now, I have been diagnosed with idiopathic anaphylaxis, and still mast cell activation disorder is a possibility. But idiopathic anaphylaxis means we don't know what my triggers are. So we don't know how well this is gonna work, but my hospital's attending allergist recommended using it because, hey, it can't hurt, and it was only like 14 bucks on Amazon. So there goes Harlow. We are just gonna let Harlow enjoy herself a little bit here, and then we are gonna go pick up my medicine at the pharmacy. Are you so happy to be here? Oh, she is so happy to be here. Harlow, go. Waiting on my pills. Got the dog back there. Hey, Hippo. So I made it back home, and honestly, those 15 minutes at the dog park and then the 15 minutes at my pharmacy drive-thru really wiped me out. I mean, that's just how it goes with chronic illness. Sometimes you can accomplish a lot in a day, and then sometimes the simplest of tasks is going to take all your energy. And I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I know I just got out of the hospital and my body is in a really poor state of health. It's just frustrating how little I can do and how everything is such a big risk because we don't know when the reactions are coming. But anyways, I'm working to prevent these reactions, and what I picked up from the pharmacy is this cromulin, which is a mast cell stabilizer that I was started on at my most recent hospital admission. And basically, I put it in my machine here, my nebulizer, and inhale it 4 times a day. And the respiratory therapist explained to me that my body actually rejects this. It's really hard for me to get it down. It feels like I'm taking in sand and coughing fits. It's horrible. And it's because my mast cells don't want to be stabilized. They're rejecting it. But in order for my body to accept it, they put in a bronchodilator into the nebulizer at the same time, which is albuterol. Thankfully, I have lots of that because of my asthma. And the two mixed together allows my body to accept it much easier. So that's what I do 4 times a day. This will be my first one of the day. And it could take about 1 to 2 weeks to get into my system. It's been about a week now. Haven't really noticed any difference, but we still have another week to go. So fingers crossed it works, and I'm going to show y'all how I do all the setup now. So I got my nebulizer plugged in. This is the mouthpiece. I just opened the top. I have one of cromulin. I just twist it, squirt it in. This isn't for you. And then I do the albuterol, squirt it in, just like that. Shut it and turn it on. And it's misting. Ta-da. You gotta do what you gotta do to let your body heal. So I finished my breathing treatment, and I lay down on the bed because I just was feeling exhausted and not well. And then I knocked out for like an hour taking a nap I didn't intend to take. Now I'm feeling more refreshed, which is great. And I could have kept sleeping, but can you guess who woke me up? This little nugget. But that's good because I gotta get up and put on actual clothes for the first time in a week. Because, you know, while I was in the hospital, who wears actual clothes? I had nighttime PJs and daytime PJs. So now I'm gonna find an actual outfit to wear, and I'm feeling a little bit more refreshed from that unintended but very satisfying nap. Well, I did it. I have normal clothes on, and now I'm just sorting out my mass amounts of discharge paperwork from all 3 admissions and new prescriptions and different things like that I need to bring to my doctor. And just a little precursor for this appointment, this is my doctor I see for my postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. However, he also has some knowledge of the comorbidities that go with it, like Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and mast cell activation disorder. So I'm going to talk to him about my allergies, and one thing I was instructed to talk to him about is the possible use of IV Benadryl at home. Now, I have a port, and I originally got the port at the instruction of my POTS doctor to get my 3 times a week infusions for my POTS, and that's what helps with my symptoms of dizziness and fainting and weakness and all of that. Now, since I do all my own port care, including accessing and deaccessing, I do have the ability to have IV Benadryl at home to hopefully give myself at the start of an allergic reaction and stop it from going to anaphylaxis and prevent me from being in the hospital and ER so much. However, the risk associated with that is that my port would have to be accessed 24/7. My doctor prefers me to access and deaccess with each infusion to lower infection risk. And I know there's some controversy over those opinions, but this is what me and my doctor have decided works best for me. However, counter argument is, without the IV Benadryl, when I'm in one of these attacks, I'm accessed 24/7 in the hospital anyways, and the hospital isn't as sanitary as home. So there's just a lot to talk about. I'm not going to make any decisions. I want an open dialogue with my doctor to see what he feels is best. And we're also going to go over some testing I had done last year, which I would have seen him a lot sooner about it, except I was in the hospital. One is my echocardiogram, and another one is my second sonogram of my celiac artery to look into median arcuate ligament syndrome, which is where the celiac artery is compressed and causes a lot of digestive issues. So that is what this appointment will be about, and of course we're going to go over my POTS and make sure I'm managing well with that. So that is what we're going to do. I'm just going to sort out my paperwork and get everything together for the appointment, and my friend should be here soon. Because remember, I can't drive myself, so I got some awesome friends who are going to take me. Those are not good numbers. See, I'm feeling a bit out of breath, and my heart rate is high. That is because my POTS is acting up, and thankfully we're going to go see my POTS doctor now, though. When you're at rest, your heart rate should be between 60 and 100, not 130 and 40 like mine. My friend, thank you, Julian, for taking me to my doctor. Harlow, you ready to go? So when my heart rate gets high like that, I get symptoms like dizziness and exhaustion, weakness, nausea, and nearly passing out. And I attribute it to all these allergic reactions I'm having is why my POTS has been flaring. But thankfully, we're going to see my doctor for this now. Julian's driving, and we're both wearing our masks because his fiance was sick, and in case he has it, he doesn't want to get me sick. So we're just being safe. And Harlow's in the back there. I feel like dead. But I guess it's good. We're at my doctor's appointment. And Harlow's being good. We'll let y'all know how it goes after. Julian and I are tired, but I gotta tell you about this appointment because it was some shocking news came of it. good and bad things. So he went for the IV Benadryl, and he even gave me IV Zofran. Oh my gosh, that is just icing on the cake. I struggle with nausea and vomiting so much, it has caused ER trips because of it, and now that I have access to IV Zofran at home, it'll cut down on the amount of times I have to go to the ER for it. Thank you. Because my POTS and my gastroparesis causes some severe nausea, so that's awesome. The IV Benadryl, he agreed it was worth it, even though I'd have to be accessed 24/7. He said I'm really good at keeping with sterile protocol because I'm super anal about things because of my autism, which is true. So he thinks it's worth it to keep me out of the hospital as much as possible. He did say it seems like the skin prick allergy testing on the 27th triggered all this, and he's hoping things will settle down, but if not, he really does feel like this is a mast cell type issue, and he's hoping I'll be able to go out of state to see an expert, and he's even going to contact Dr. Afrin in up north somewhere. He's a leading expert on mast cell, and see if he has any input for us. Something that kind of shocked us is I have this thing called median arcuate ligament syndrome. I did 2 sonograms to look into it, and this is where a ligament compresses the celiac artery. And what's kind of crazy is just before I came to see this doctor a few months ago, I was having a lot of issues digestively. My gastroparesis was flaring. My GI was talking about giving me a feeding tube because I was losing so much weight and I was malnourished. It was bad. And now I'm doing much better with eating. I'm out of the flare. And I was talking to him about this, saying, is it really MALS if I'm fluctuating? And he says, yes, it can fluctuate. And if we don't look into correcting this now, it can definitely get worse. So apparently there's a surgeon out of state that he wants to send my results to and possibly look at seeing. So this is a whole new thing for me now that I have to work with. And he said that it's curable with surgery, and it could even cause some of my gastroparesis symptoms and maybe even fix it. So that's kind of crazy. It's a comorbidity of POTS apparently. I'm really lucky I found this doctor who knows so much about all this stuff. So, oh, and then my echocardiogram of my heart was normal, so at least that's at least that turned out okay. So that is all we did there. Of course, I'm going to continue with my 3 times a week infusions for my POTS and my other medications for that. He said it is normal for it to be flaring because of the allergy issues, and he does think it's mast cell. He's glad I'm going to see this new allergist on the 13th in Tampa that my hospital's allergist wants me to see. And yeah, that's my update. It's kind of crazy, but God, that's life with a chronic illness. There's surprises at every turn, and I'm just thankful to have a good doctor by my side. Alrighty, well, we're almost home. Been a long day. I'm excited to see Judd. He's waiting at home for me, but just before I end the vlog real quick, I wanted to let y'all know, some of y'all may be wondering when I'm going out of state. I'm just not stable enough health-wise right now. We're going to try and get everything under control with my doctors here, and then consider doing so to see all these other specialists. Also, my POTS doctor told me do not hesitate at all to go to the ER. If I have to use the EpiPen, go to the ER. The IV Benadryl is supposed to be used as a preventative if at all possible, but obviously we're not taking any risks and we're going to play it as safe as possible. So just doing the best we can with what we got in this crazy, chaotic life I have right now. So thank you for joining me today, and my friend Julian, and hello in the back there who's sleeping probably. And yep, that is one interesting day in the life of somebody with a chronic illness, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Thank you for joining us.